Greeting again, guys. We're continuing with that parable where it says the kingdom of heaven is like a dragnet cast into the sea that brings a haul of all kinds. When it's full, the fishermen haul it ashore. Then sitting down, they collect the good ones in a basket and throw away those that are of no use. You see, guys, Jesus also here was speaking about the kingdom of heaven. So as I've said in the last part, that now I am focusing on his parables, because his parables, they're about the kingdom of heaven. Guys, he's preaching, when he went to preach, he was preaching about the kingdom of heaven, because Jesus was also an evangelist, and when he was teaching, he was a teacher then. So he'll teach about the kingdom of heaven and he will preach about the kingdom of heaven. So here he's telling us that the kingdom of heaven is like a dragnet cast into the sea. It's like the sea is actually the world, you understand? And there are all kind of seeds. In fact, if you read also the Gospel of Matthew 13, which is packed with these parables, there Jesus explains that there are four types of spirit natures on earth. He speaks about the pathway, he speaks about the rocks, he speaks about the thorns, and then he speaks about the good soil. The pathway is everyone who has never been saved and does not want to get saved. They've heard of it, they won't, because they don't understand it. The rocks are those who do get saved or not, but they do go to church at some point, and then they believe for a while, because it's nice to hear that, oh, okay, there's heaven, we'll go to heaven after this, but then it's difficult to obey him. Understand? So when tests come, they just don't obey. Those are the rocks. And then there are thorns. Thorns, they run after riches, the message that the pastors are preaching. Thorns are running after the riches, they're running after money, the things of the world, you understand? So they're all about Bahamas Beach. I'm going to Bahamas Beach, you understand? So they live for pleasure, you understand? Those are the thorns. And then there's a good soul, the Paul, the Peter, the James, the John, you understand? That you, if you obey him, if you obey his commands, you understand? Nevertheless, so here Jesus is saying that the kingdom of heaven is like a dragnet cast into the sea that brings a whole of all kinds. So it's like the kingdom of heaven at the end of all things, because Jesus explained that parable at the end with his disciples. Because remember, we spoke in part 14 that Jesus explained the parables to the disciples, but in public he simply just spoke about the parables, meaning he used figure of speech. But when he was with the disciples, he would ask them, did you understand the parable? And they will say no, and he will explain to them. So Jesus was saying that it's like at the end, the angels will come and divide people, the goat from the sheep, you understand? So he was saying that here on earth, there are all sorts, all kinds. That's why on earth, everything goes. In fact, I was once speaking in one of the teachings, and I was saying that here on earth, guys, there is no requirement to enter. Here we two people simply have sex and we are born. There's no requirement. You'll find a pastor here, you'll find a doctor, you'll find a homeless, you'll find a thug, you'll find a criminal, you understand? You'll find a thief, all sorts. But in heaven, guys, to enter there is a requirement. That's why after giving us of his blood, he did what? He gave us the commands in the book of the kingdom of heaven, which is the Bible. The Bible, guys, is actually the book of the kingdom of heaven. You need to look at it from that point of view. It will help you, So Jesus gave us the book of the kingdom of heaven with the commands, so that we know the requirements to enter there. You understand? Here is not a blessing. There's nothing special about being here. We are sharing space with Satan here. There are wolves and sheep all together. So this is what this parable is all about. Jesus is saying that the angels will at the end will separate the sheep from the wolves, you understand? So in the meantime, all are together, and we will be here, but at the end they will be collected, they will be separated, and Jesus will burn those who did not obey his commands of the kingdom of heaven. You understand, guys? The guy is a creator, and Jesus created hell. I understand sometimes people don't believe that there is hell, because they just cannot fathom a place like that who can create a place like that, guys. I've always said this. Jesus is so much loving. Believe me when I tell you, that guy is so much loving. You can never fathom his love. His love is too great. Yet, when you disobey him knowingly, the hatred you get from him, not because he's a hater, because Jesus is love, he can never hate you, but because when you disobey him, you die spiritually. When you disobey him knowingly, you die spiritually, and the spirits of the world indwell you. So when they indwell you, that cannot change Jesus' nature. Just because you disobeyed him, it will not change his nature. He will remain love. But because you are now spiritually dead, he can't deal with you because you've decided to disobey him. You understand? So you will then receive hatred from him, not because it's trying to be hatred towards you, but because you are now spiritually dead. You brought that upon yourself. That's why he brought the blood and brought the book of the kingdom of heaven with commands, so that you will guard against dying spiritually. You understand? Because sin causes us to die spiritually. You understand? So he is saying that at the end of all things, the angels will come and collect and separate and put people in hell. You understand? Whether you believe in hell or don't believe, it's not important, guys. My beliefs don't change the reality. My beliefs don't change what Jesus has done. My beliefs change me. Your beliefs are not important. They won't change what Jesus said about his kingdom. It's his kingdom after all. You understand? But your beliefs, they will change you. If you decide to have a belief that Jesus has, then you will change. But if you don't, you won't change. You understand? But do not be like pastors. I really, really don't like what pastors have done. Guys, I'm not against pastors, and I'm not hating on pastors. Because some of you will be like, you hate pastors. I don't hate pastors. Guys, I used to go to church a lot because I used to respect them. I looked at them differently, and I used to have respect for them. You understand? But when I realized that what they are preaching is not true, then guys, it changed me, because now they are not giving me a chance to make it an informed decision. I love Jesus. He came down here and said, Adam, you killed them. You didn't give them a chance. You killed them, but I'm going to give blood. It doesn't matter whether they take it or take my commands, but I'm going to give them a chance. When you're telling people the truth, you're giving them the chance. So I don't hate pastors. You understand? But I don't like what they're doing, because they are killing people spiritually in churches. You understand? And tell me if there's a difference between a pastor and a serial killer. Because a serial killer, guys, is someone who has killed many people. Churches are filled with people who are spiritually dead. They are running after things of the world, earthly blessings. They are the lovers of earthly things. You understand? Daddy says that friendship with the world is hatred towards God, enmity towards God. You understand? So now these people are dying spiritually because of your message. In other words, you're not just a murderer, but you are a serial killer. You have killed a lot of people in your church. Pastors are happy they've got 20,000 members, 15,000 members. They're talking about 15,000 spiritually dead people there. You understand? So I do not like that, because they've killed. Now, I'm asking you, is a serial killer my brother? Because you are told that do not hate your brother. If you hate your brother, you're not a Christian. I'm not saying I hate pastors, but I really, really don't like what they're doing. But I don't know if I should love serial killers. I don't know. So once I come back with that answer, then I will tell you. In the meantime, I don't know how I feel about them. In the meantime, I don't know, because I miss people. I miss to be around people and speak about God freely. But now I can't speak about God freely, because they have made sure that this message of the beast has prevailed all over the world. They are busy preaching the message of the beast. They went throughout the ends of the earth preaching the message of the beast. You understand? So I am angry with what they've done. Jesus says, woe to you, teachers of the law, you hypocrite. You go over land and sea to get a single convert, and when he becomes one, you make him twice the son of hell as you are. You understand? He says that you don't enter my kingdom, neither will you allow those who are trying to enter. Guys, people cannot enter the kingdom of heaven because of what pastors have preached. They are hindering people from entering the kingdom of God. They themselves don't enter because of what they are preaching. If you want best people,